welcome back to another video. Today is another episode of my reading a book in one sitting, and today's book is going to be The Reappearance of Rachel Price. I feel like this is going to be the perfect one sitting read because I have read a Holly Jackson book in one sitting before, well actually many times, so I just feel like this is going to be the perfect read because mystery thrillers are normally ones that you want to read in one sitting anyway, as they can be quite gripping. You just want to know how it's going to end, and Holly Jackson normally does a good job of that. So this is going to be the book we read today. I'll give you all an update once I have one. I've made it to page 151, and so far I am really enjoying this. It got me gripped into the story right from the beginning because it kind of just like jumps straight on into it, which I really like because there's like no wasting time. You get straight on into it where our female main character Belle is getting interviewed. I'm just going to read the first line. What do you think happened to your mother? The word sounded wrong to Belle when he said it. Mother, unnatural, not quite as bad as mom. That's what I'm going to read. Obviously I don't want to spoil anything, but that's what I mean by it literally just jumps on into it. I don't think I've explained what this is about. So this follows Belle, and when she was 2 years old, her mother went missing and no one knows where she's gone, what happened, or anything like that. And I can really say, because obviously going into a mystery thriller, it's better to not know too much. Also, I'm not quite sure what is a spoiler and what's not, so I don't want to say too much. I am really enjoying this. I'm really enjoying the writing style as well. Yeah, I don't really have many thoughts on it so far. I am going to continue reading and then I'll give you all an update once I have one. I am now on page 270, and I would definitely say with this I noticed that the beginning was quite slow. Like, yes, we jumped straight on into the story, but after like the interview part it just kind of like slowed down a little, and not like much is happening with the plot, like getting that moving type thing. That is quite like a slow process, which didn't bother me too much. But then in like the middle-ish where I am now, I'm finding that it is speeding up a little bit and we are starting to get more about the plot, and like we are moving along now and we are kind of getting somewhere with the story. And so I don't know, I feel like the pacing of the story is kind of like all over the place. Although it is a fast-paced read, like I feel like I'm flying through this book. Even though it is the almost 430 page book, it really is not taking me long to read this at all. I honestly thought it was going to take me longer. No, I am having a great time reading this. It's just the pacing that is a little bit all over the place for me currently. Also, one thing I've noticed is I feel like I'm not really connecting with Belle in this story. Like in Holly Jackson's other books, I really enjoy the characters and like I enjoy following them along, should we say, in the story. But with Belle, I don't know, I just really don't feel anything. She's just kind of like there telling the story for us type thing, in my opinion. I don't know how to explain it, but I don't know, I just feel like I'm not connecting to her personally. I also feel like she kind of makes some rational decisions without really like thinking about it as well. I don't know. And she's not the only one, it's like other characters. I don't know. But like I said, I am liking it, even though they sound bad. They're not bad things, they're just little things. Yeah, I am going to continue on reading. I really don't think this is going to take me much longer as I have like this much left. And like I said, I am flying through it. I will be back with you all with an update. I am on page 352, and it's still one of those things where it felt like it was going slow at the beginning, and now that I'm getting further into the story, the plot is moving so quickly and I'm loving it. What I would say is I do feel like this book is a little bit too long, because there are parts of the story where I feel like not much is happening, or something that's happening that isn't really important to the story, and I would kind of like it move on type thing. Okay, my memory card was full, so I just had to empty it off. But I think what I was saying was, I do feel like the author was just kind of trying to make it drag on as much as possible, keeping like the suspense and stuff, which I'm not necessarily saying is a bad thing. I don't know, I just feel like sometimes there's just some things in there that wasn't really needed. That is where I'm at so far. I am really intrigued of how this is going to go. There have been some like twists, like mini twists and stuff that I felt like I saw coming. It's kind of predictable, but I don't know how this is going to fully end. I don't know if there's going to be like another twist or something. I'm not sure. I am intrigued though, but I will give you all an update once I have finished it. I have just finished, and I think I'm gonna rate this a 4-star, just because I do have quite a few flaws about it, but I did really enjoy it. It was definitely very gripping. I didn't want to put it down, and it was very easy to read in one sitting. I didn't have one moment where I was like, okay, I want to put this book down type thing, because I was interested in how it was going to end. Now, one thing I would say is the characters, I don't know, I just wasn't connected to them at all, especially Belle. I just felt like I was very disconnected from her the whole time, and there was times where she was making very, very rational decisions that I just feel like wasn't very realistic at times, which, I don't know, took me out of the story a little bit. Like I've said many times, the beginning was very slow. It's still enjoyable, and I like that from the beginning of the book we just jumped straight on into it, but since then, like after the interview part, the plot kind of like really slows down. You don't really get like progression within the plot, but then halfway through like the second half, you get a lot of information, a lot happens, and that is when you like really are intrigued and gripped into the story. The ending I wasn't expecting. The way everything wrapped up and how everything happened, it did shock me. There was a few twists, like mini twists, that I did guess, but the ending of this I did not predict at all, which kind of shocked me, because I have read a few reviews not long ago and people said that they did guess it, so I don't know. I did feel as though the story was a little bit too long. It is like 430 pages. It probably could have been cut down a little bit more, just because there was parts of the story that I just felt like really wasn't needed and didn't really do much for the plot. I enjoyed Holly Jackson's writing. As usual, I wasn't going to be shocked about that, because I just feel like the way she writes a mystery thriller is always done amazingly, where you're always gripped no matter what. Hence why in the beginning I said that it was going to be an easy one sitting read, because you are always gripped. Going back to our main character Belle, I would say in the beginning she was very immature. She kind of gave off that vibe, and I feel like that's probably why I didn't connect with her at all throughout the story. Probably one of the reasons. I would definitely say throughout the story you do see her kind of like grow, and she becomes more like of a mature, confident person in some situations. That's all I'm going to say. I feel like that's all I have to say. That's on the top of my mind right now. That is it for today's video. Thank you all so much for watching. Please remember to like and subscribe, and I hope to see you all in my next one. Bye.